Greetings, Starfighter. You have been recruited by the Star League to defend the frontier against Zur and the Kodan Armada. Get ready? Prepare for blast.
Your fortress of solitude.
Greetings, program.
Glad you're alive.
Your sanctum sanctorum.
Systems is futile.
Welcome.
This your first triumph. This is where the fun begins.
Proof positive that geeks have inherited the earth.
It's showtime.
It's time to get your geek on.
You complete me.
With Dave Gramillion.
Yes, indeed. I am Dave Gramillion, and welcome to Get Your Geek On. This is the premier talk radio show for Star Wars, Star Trek, DC, Marvel, esports, really all things geek that have dominated this little world of ours. You see, geek is not what it was 20 or 30 years ago. Geek is in. Geek is very in. Geek is now the mainstream, and we are here to talk the latest and greatest that is geek right here on 930 AM The Answer Talk Radio and 930amtheanswer.com. And this is Season 2, episode number 52. Yes, indeed. This is our second anniversary show. Coming to the end of our second season here on the air. The sun, the Earth has gone around the sun twice now since we've been on the air, which is pretty nifty, I gotta say. And I'd like to start off with some news about the show here as we kick off the third season, which will be next week. We are not going to be on 9:30 a.m. anymore. This is
I'm sorry, what?
This is the last show that we will do for this radio station. We're done.
What?
We're off.
We are?
We're gone.
What?
We're done.
We're gone.
What?
That's it.
No.
But I was just getting, settled in.
Dunsky, broski.
Okay.
We're done.
All right, I'm out.
That's because we are moving
Yes.
over to Freedom 1160 AM, which will be our new time will be Sundays at 4. Will be a
Yes.
4 o'clock afternoon radio show, which I don't think anybody in this city is ready for yet. And that's too bad because that's where we're going.
Still not ready for prime time, but now a little bit before instead of a whole lot after.
We're almost there. So Sunday at 4, starting not this. I mean, obviously not tonight. We're not doing it tomorrow at 4. No, it's next Sunday at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. You can hear us on Freedom 1160 AM.
So Father's Day.
Oh, that's right. Ooh, we got to do a Father's Day special next week. That'll be a lot of fun. That'll be cool.
Yes.
Let's see. So here are my observations on the last year since this is the anniversary spectacular bonanza show. We had fun.
We did.
It
Yeah,
was. It was lots of fun.
Good year.
Yes.
Good year. Went to Denver.
But was it Michelin?
No, it wasn't Michelin.
Just Goodyear?
Went to Atlanta for Dragon Con, went to Seattle for Emerald City, went to Denver for the Denver Comic Con. We went Austin, Houston. I mean, we went all over the place.
Yes.
We had a great time in our second year here. Had a lot of great interviews as well. We've expanded. We've updated our YouTube, finally. One of these days, I'll get around to updating our website eventually. So, it's just a question of time and, just get her done. So we want to thank you all for listening. We want to thank you all for checking us out here on 9:30 a.m. The Answer, where we got our start. We'll be moving over next Sunday, Father's Day, 4 o'clock, over on Freedom 1160.
4 o'clock p.m., not a.m.
Yeah. This is not
Central
an early
Standard
morning show.
Time.
Now, really, it's just right down the hall, so it's not like we're really going anywhere.
Well, we're trying to go somewhere. Hopefully into the new studio. I'm hoping.
Which is just right next door.
Which really is. I mean, it's not like we're moving across the city or anything. So
No, because I could not go with you then.
No, same building and everything. So that's just good news. Yay! Alrighty. So with that being said, that's really all the news that I have. We will be speaking of next weekend. We will be at the Greater Austin Comic Con next weekend. So we invite y'all to travel with us up to Austin. This is their first year. And I got to say, so far, I'm loving everything I'm seeing coming out of the Greater Austin Comic Con.
They got Doug Jones.
Wow. That's a big name for
right
first
now
year.
It is, yeah.
For a first-year con, that's great.
Oscar, his movie, The Shape of Water, won an Oscar, and
Yep.
he's in Star Trek Discovery.
Yep.
So
I'm looking forward to that. It's going to be a great show, and Austin really needs another really solid Comic-Con. So that'll be in the Cedar Park Center. It's where the Austin Spurs play. So just head on up there and come join us. Come say hi to us. We had somebody say hi to me over at Comic Palooza. I don't think you were there when that happened, but one of our listeners recognized me. It was like shaking my hand and saying, "Hey, how you doing?"
the volunteer that we saw?
No.
No?
Nope, somebody different, just walking along with the vendors.
And it wasn't
so,
Ethan?
No, it wasn't.
Okay. Because I was there at that point.
Yeah, that's true. Alrighty, so with that being said, let's go ahead and let's start talking about some Star Wars. Oh, wait a minute. We're not kicking off a show with Star Wars news.
We're not.
No, instead, we're going to
Thank
kick this
God.
shindig off by talking about some DCEU. Alrighty, this segment is brought to you by our friends over at Laser Legend. Laser Legend is on the north side of San Antonio off of 1604 and Lookout Road. Not quite I-35, not quite Rolling Oaks Mall. It's got you right there in the middle. And guys, look, it's South Texas. It's June. It's hot. It's unbearably, unseasonably hot. Someone shared a picture of their basketball goalpost that they kept outside. It had melted. I kid you not. You can actually see where it bent and fell over.
It's so hot I saw Jawa out there sitting by the pool.
Hey-oh. So it is too hot out there. So get indoors and do it over at Laser Legend. Enjoy their 4,000 square foot video arcade with Star Wars Battle Pod, with a Walking Dead game. Of course, they have all the classics. They have air hockey, of course. Also go over there to enjoy their 2-floor laser tag arena. That's a great time over there. They have different games. You can do team, you can do free-for-all, you can do it with power-ups. They have laser tag with power-ups now, so that's pretty cool. They also have an indoor miniature golf course. So there's a lot to do out there. There are party rooms you can take advantage of. There are drink specials, food specials, all sorts of things that you can win from their prize pool. I mean, really, it's a great place to spend an afternoon because it's too dang hot to spend it outdoors.
That's very true.
So head on over to our friends over at Laser Legend off of 1604 and Lookout Road. Alrighty, so here's the big question of the day. Is Ray Fisher done with Cybord?
What?
He's been
I know,
all
right?
into one movie.
Well,
Yeah.
one in
So Ben Affleck's been in 2, never mind.
That's true. So, but Ray Fisher, he did Justice League as Cyborg, and now reports are coming out that he's very upset with how Cyborg was portrayed in Justice League. Apparently, there was a lot more that should have been in the movie about Cyborg that was cut.
Hashtag release the Snyder cut.
And apparently, he's been removed from the upcoming Flash movie.
Uh-oh.
Supposedly, he was supposed to be in there as well, and now they're on their 42nd director or something, and now apparently he's out of that. And he doesn't have a solo movie coming out anymore.
Well,
there's no Cyborg standalone.
Well, we just had the solo movie.
Yeah, Ron Howard may be available,
Well, yeah, that's true. He doesn't have much else to do nowadays. So now his standalone movie's been cut as well.
That's no good.
So he's very upset now, and so he may just, that's it. He may be done with it, which, considering how the DCEU, anyway. Yeah. I think they're just about done anyway, so bleh.
Yeah.
Also, some news coming out here, but before I do that, I
Yes.
realized that I forgot to introduce the people on my left here as you're looking into the studio. So that's my bad on that. That's what happens when I change up the notes at the last minute. I just, get right off track. To my left, your right, as you're looking across the radio dial, you will see my partner in crime here. He is the president, Grand Admiral, Grand Everything, Grand Poobah of the Star Wars Society of San Antonio. He is our minion. He is Peter Gonzalez.
Ooh, yes, and I came prepared because I'm wearing my Han outfit because Thursday night I went out to Northwest Vista for Star Wars night.
That's right, and that was outdoors.
Yeah, it's just as hot as Tatooine.
Yeah, that's
Just about.
pretty steamy out there. If you look further to my left, your right across the radio dial, you will see the man spinning the ones and zeros. He is our sound prognosticator. He is Goose.
Yeah, buddy.
Come sauntering in here all doing that slow-mo walk. Goose, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Not bad. Not bad at all. And if you're following us here on our chat, by the way, at facebook.com/GYGO radio, I got to call out Billy Ross for this one. I got to call him out for this. This was too funny.
What's that?
He said Cyborg, more like Cryborg.
Oh.
And get this. So the Green Lantern Corps,
Yes.
Yeah.
they've got a movie coming out for them now.
Oh, really?
And it's expected to be a buddy cop movie.
Here we go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Now keep in mind, there's a lot of rumor and speculation coming out about the DCEU, so this isn't very solid. It does come from a couple of different sources, but a buddy cop movie with the Green Lantern Corps.
Well,
such is life.
Well, technically, he is law enforcement, so.
Well, yeah, but yeah. Well, we'll find out more. There's supposed to be an announcement, a formal official announcement at San Diego Comic-Con, which is coming up, along with a new DCEU logo.
Huh.
They're trying to rebuild. They're trying to revamp. They're trying to move in a new direction now. And, start fresh. I guess that's the way to go. So here's my theory, though. And I'm gonna call my shot here. I think we're going to get an Aquaman trailer at San Diego Comic-Con.
Yay!
They need a big splash. No pun intended. No, seriously, I wouldn't. They do. They need a big splash. The DCEU needs some positive spin, finally, to get this going along. And San Diego Comic-Con, that's the place to do it. So I'm expecting the Aquaman trailer. Now, there are two other movies coming out in December that just released their trailers.
Which is?
The new Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse movie. They released their trailer. The new Bumblebee trailer.
That was good.
That was very good.
That was a lot of fun. I like that. Plus, the Transformers actually look like Transformers.
Yeah,
so that was
and
good.
not like whatever Michael Bay did.
Yeah, no, we're just going to ignore that.
Yeah.
But those two movies are coming out in December. And the Aquaman movie also comes out in December. By the way, Star Wars fans, if you're wondering why Solo wasn't released in December, yeah, there are 3 other big, huge blockbuster movies coming out then. So, yeah, that wouldn't work. So I think that Aquaman is going to get a trailer release here pretty soon, probably at San Diego Comic-Con. A lot seems to be writing on if Aquaman is a success.
I think Aquaman should be a success. The women are going to be there for Jason Momoa.
Well, yeah, it'd be a great date movie. That's
Goodness
for sure.
gracious.
If it does well, the rumor is that Warner Brothers will expand their movie selection and bring back the Cybord film. That's the
Fingers
rumor.
crossed.
They want to see how that goes, and of course, Shazam is coming out next year. Also, they want to see how well that does, and then kind of keep things moving along there.
Now, of course, if it doesn't work out, I think Star Trek may have a place for Ray Fisher.
I would say so. And I guess you could say that if the Aquaman movie bombs, that it'd be like shooting fish in a barrel.
Oh, I like what Billy Ross said here. Billy Ross said Aquaman will be all wet.
I guess you could say the box office profits could dry up.
Oh. But it could be a tidal wave. You never know.
It could be a veritable typhoon of profits if it does well. So
I wonder if some of the product placements will be Chicken of the Sea.
Welcome to Get Your Pun On.
Gordon's Fisherman.
They're very Gordon's Fisherman. Oh. Well, I guess we'll have to see how the net profits do for Aquaman.
Just don't.
We got more, but yeah, we'll spare you. But yeah, we got more. Oh, goodness. Now, speaking of rumor and speculation, it's been about 7 months since the Justice League movie. So Warner Brothers has kind of got a few things working. They've had time. They've got a breather.
Only been 7 months.
Yeah, I know, right? It's only been 7 months. But get this. There's another rumor that's floating around out there. This one, I don't lend a lot of credence to this one, but I did see a couple of different sources. It appears that Joss Whedon didn't leave the Batgirl movie by choice.
Oh.
He may have been fired from the project.
Huh?
And Patty Jenkins, the Wonder Woman director, may have had a hand in it.
Do tell.
Yes.
Inquiring mind want to know.
All right, now this is... Okay, don't jump out of your chair just yet. Okay, here's the thing. Apparently, Joss Whedon has kind of lost his touch a little bit when it comes to being a champion for strong women. He wrote a script for Wonder Woman back in 2006.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think I heard about that.
Some of it's leaked out, and apparently it was rather sexualized.
Oh, really?
Apparently there were some lines in there about how Wonder Woman should act, behave, even dance in a sexual manner.
Wonder Woman does not dance.
Well, she spins.
Well, no, that was Linda Carter.
Okay, now that was 12 years ago. It was 2006, but it's kind of been leaking. You can find it on the internet, I'm sure. Some of the pictures are still out there.
Yeah, I think this is more told from Steve Trevor's point of view, if I'm not mistaken.
I think it might have been, but I'm not positive about that. Now, allegedly, Patty is also not happy with how Joss Whedon handled Wonder Woman in the Justice League reshoots that he did. If you'll recall, there's an infamous shot where Bruce Wayne is coming off a plane, he meets Wonder Woman, and we see Wonder Woman from the waist down. And the camera kind of hangs there for a few seconds. with the emphasis on the waist down, if you get my meaning. And supposedly Patty Jenkins was not impressed with that whatsoever, and didn't like that it was Joss who had that reshot for that reason. So yeah, and apparently I didn't know this. Now I admit I'm not in tune with all things female and feminine and feminist. My wife will attest to that. But apparently women in general were not pleased with the way that he handled Black Widow in Age of Ultron. Now in that movie, if you'll recall, she confesses to Bruce Banner that she can't have kids. She was sterilized as part of her training so that she didn't have that complication. And she called the inability to have kids, she said that made her a monster.
I thought it was just her being an assassin for a long period of time made her a monster.
No, she specifically says that that's what makes her a monster, is that, she can't have kids. Just like the Hulk can't have kids. So she's kind of trying to empathize with him. Yeah, there are women all over the country, all over the world, who can't have kids for biological reasons. And apparently they were not happy about that. Whatsoever. So Joss may be losing his touch a little bit when it comes to women. Now, none of this has been, of course, confirmed by Warner Brothers. They're not going to say one way or the other.
When we talk about Joss Whedon and women, do we have to use the word touch? I mean,
yeah, maybe we should. It's me too time, so we probably shouldn't. Yeah. Alrighty. So with that being said, we're going to slide along. I have the DCEU news. Food for thought, but look some of this stuff up and see what you think. It's going to be interesting. Let's move on to some Star Wars news.
I'm looking forward to completing your training. In time, you will call me Master.
This is brought to you by our friends over at the Heroes and Villains of Cosplay, also known as Havoc here in San Antonio. You can check them out on their Facebook page. Just look up Havoc, Heroes and Villains of Cosplay. Also, they're at Villain Fest, which is going on right now down at the Wonderland Mall of the Americas. If you want to cosplay, if you have questions about cosplaying, Star Wars, Star Trek, Marvel, DC, Pirates, whatever, check out our friends over at Havoc.
Ooh,
okay.
Pirates.
All right, so we got to talk about this.
Yes.
The trolls that have come out in the Star Wars fan base have come out in droves. In droves. It started with Kathleen Kennedy's birthday, which, to be fair, the Star Wars Facebook page, they screwed up and they printed her announcement, her happy birthday announcement, early by a few days.
You'd think if one Facebook page would get it right.
You would think, right? And it's the official one. It has millions and millions
My
of
gosh,
likes.
that's crazy.
And so everyone started coming out, and not everyone, I'm sorry, but they started coming out and slamming Kathleen Kennedy. And it got vicious. It got terrible. I mean, there were comments like burn in hell. There were comments like, I hope you step in front of a bus. Dang. I mean, it got bad. It got really, and this is on her birthday post. Now, they reposted on her actual birthday, and of course the comments came flooding right back. Some really awful comments to leave.
I mean, birthdays are special in itself, but you don't want to see stuff like this. I mean, come on, people.
I mean, there's some comments I can't read on the air. Keep that in mind about how bad some of these comments got.
And if it can't be read on the air, it shouldn't have been written in the first place.
And there were a lot that probably shouldn't have been written in the first place anyway, regardless. And then we get word that Kelly Marie Tran, who is...
that upset me.
She's Rose Tico?
Rose Tico from...
Tico. From The Last Jedi. And now she has deleted her Instagram because of ongoing months and months and months of harassment.
Gosh.
And death threats.
And not only that, I heard that Daisy Ridley had to go through therapy for some of this stuff.
Well, Daisy Ridley, she left her Instagram because she made a gun control comment, and that didn't really have much to do with Star Wars itself. But Kelly Marie Tran didn't do anything.
No, she was an actress who played a role.
That's it. She did what she was supposed to do.
Yeah, because a lot of time, people think, how, they're like the character they portray is like one and the same, but actors are just hired guns, basically.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, they just read what's written for them.
Right.
Now, nothing at all ever justifies death threats, hatred, harassment, and so on and so forth. Nothing. I don't care if the writers wrote bad dialogue. I don't care if Rian Johnson's a lousy director. I don't care if Kelly Marie Tran is a horrible actress. Nothing justifies it. But it came out so bad
Yeah.
So bad was the harassment, and it's been going on since The Last Jedi came out in December. That now she is completely off Instagram altogether.
So you see nothing justifies death threats.
No, nothing.
Okay, then I'll remember that when you call me at 12:05.
Okay. Okay.
All right. Well, but moving right along.
Now, I want to say this. Now, there's a phrase that people say often about people on the internet. They call them keyboard warriors, right?
Yeah.
Because they would never say it in person. They would only say what they're saying on social media. I think keyboard warriors is being too nice. Mm-hmm. And so I keyboard warriors, I mean, that could be social justice warriors, people actually fighting for, an actual movement of progressive change.
Right.
No, instead, these people, I'm going to coin a new phrase that I want people to start picking up on. They're keyboard cowards.
Yeah.
They are absolute keyboard cowards. And let me say something real quick about this. I'll just touch on it because it's been out there for most of the week now, so I just want to kind of touch on it. And that's just to say no more. Just no more, okay? Look, George Lucas, you ran him off. Jake Lloyd is he was in the hospital. Daisy Ridley, Ahmed Best, who played Jar Jar Binks.
Right.
Kelly Marie Tran, and the list goes on and on. Guys, just no more. You can hashtag it if you want. You can put it on social media. I don't care. No more. There's no more justification. There's nothing. There is no way you can pop your head off the pillow in the morning and decide that somebody should die and then go to sleep that night and think that you did a good thing. There's nothing that justifies it. I don't even care if it's against Trump. I don't care if it's against Hillary. It shouldn't be against anyone. Why you would want to wish this on somebody makes absolutely no sense to me. And the worst part is that they justify it and try to think that they're right. There's a group out there, and I won't say who because I don't want to give them the publicity, but there's a group out there who's going to be boycotting and protesting at Star Wars Celebration. No more. Just no more. God, it's a freaking movie, guys.
Okay.
No more.
I got to say about that group that's supposed to be going to Celebration and protest. All right, so let me get this straight. You're going to spend money to fly out, and not to mention get your plane ticket, get your hotel, and go out there to Chicago and protest. Go ahead and do that. Now, hopefully I'll be in there. I'll be having fun. Why waste the time? Why waste the energy? And honestly, in all my years I've been going to conventions. When it comes to meeting other Star Wars fans from all over the country, all over the world, we do it because this is something that we love.
I was a little concerned about the weather going up because it's Chicago in like mid-ish April. Yeah. Now I hope it snows on them.
I hope so too.
I hope there's a half foot of snow. I hope they're miserable. I'm sick of it. No more. Absolutely no more.
Because they're miserable already.
Yeah, okay. Pretty much. They're miserable people.
This is not who Star Wars fans are. And Kelly Marie actually sent her a message through Instagram. This is not who we are. I don't know if she read it or not. But this is not who Star Wars fans are. We're a close-knit group. This is stuff that we like. We may have our disagreements on some stuff. But overall, there's that big group of universal love that's out there.
Now, we actually received an official statement from Disney Lucasfilm regarding the Kelly Marie Tran haters and harassers and protesters. We have that official statement? All right, let's go ahead and cue up the official statement.
All right, that's it. Dishonor. Dishonor on your whole family. Make a note of this. Dishonor on you. Dishonor on your cow.
There you go. Absolutely.
Ooh.
That makes sense to me. So there's the official stance from Disney Lucasfilm regarding this. Just no more. Okay, you got what you say can ruin lives. You don't understand what it's like. And I know some people are saying, "Oh, well, if you can't handle it, you should grow thicker skin." Guys, this is months and months. She couldn't post a picture of herself on the beach or with her dog or whatever without this harassment nonstop, day after day, for months on end. No more.
So again, we say,
all right, that's it. Dishonor. Dishonor on your whole family. Make a note of this. Dishonor on you. Dishonor on your cow.
That's the official statement. There, and I stand by that, by God.
There you go.
I mean, if you want to criticize, which I've criticized the prequels enough. I rewrote the prequels in novel form, so I'm certainly one to
Who
say
hasn't
that
criticized the prequels?
Yeah, if you want to criticize it, that's fine. There are legit criticisms to be made. There are valid criticisms to be made. That's fine. But you can't make it personal. You can't go on and on and on and escalate this to where you wish people would die. You can't. No more. That's it. I'm just, that's all I got to say on it. Just absolutely no more. Really, on her birthday, Kathleen Kennedy, this woman has worked on so many projects over like the last 35 years. Guys, she has shaped your childhood in ways you don't even know. No more. Absolutely no more. All right, so we're going to have a little bit of fun after the bottom half of the hour here. We've got Discovery to talk about, and I'm going to rip apart a fan theory, speaking of criticism. We'll be right back here on 9:30 a.m. The Answer and 930amtheanswer.com.
Hi, this is Marina Sirtis, and you're listening to Get Your Geek On 9:30 a.m. The Answer.
Welcome back from the bottom of the hour news break. This is Get Your Geek On 9:30 a.m. The Answer, our very last show on this station before we head over to Freedom 1160 next week, starting Sunday, Father's Day at 4 o'clock. I am Dave Gramillion, and if you missed the first half of the show, we went on a nice little rant about the idiots over in the Star Wars fan base who have decided that death threats and harassment are just so much fun they just couldn't get enough of it. Also covered a lot of DCEU news, including Joss Whedon being fired from Batgirl? Interesting. Okay. But you can hear all of that on our award-winning podcast. That's right, 2017's Best Podcast in San Antonio, as voted on by you over at San Antonio Magazine. You can find it on iTunes. You can find it on Omni. You can find it over on Stitcher. And you can also find us over on our Facebook page, facebook.com/GYGO Radio. Alrighty, so with that being said, we're going to swing on over and we're going to talk some Star Trek news.
To make sure that your face is out. And if you in the blade, grab your uniform, cause it's future chic. All the haters now, we got photon torpedoes. Throw the Vulcan up if you're not from Romulus, and stay with me now, live long and prosperous.
This is brought to you by our friends over at Dragon's Lair Alamo Ranch, out there on the west side of San Antonio, off of Highway 151 and 1604, out there by SeaWorld. You know where all that growth is going. Holy cow, San Antonio's exploding out that way. So they also have a Dragon's Lair out there as well. You can check out all their tournaments that they have available. They are covering the west side very, very well. You can find action figures, you can find plush toys, you can find the latest comics, graphic novels, and oh, so much more out there. That's our friends over at Dragon's Lair Alamo Ranch. So we haven't talked Star Trek Discovery in a while, mostly because they're on like a year hiatus. So it's like over like 14-month hiatus or something crazy like that.
The Orville, Gotham, and Discovery are all coming back in 2019.
Eventually, at some point in 2019.
Good Lord.
And now there's talk. Now, this was the headline. The headline was Star Trek Discovery will bring in the Borg. Then I read the article. And here's what happened. So Star Trek Discovery creature designer Neville Page and makeup designer Glenn Hetrick sat down for a Facebook Live discussion, and somebody in the audience, like we do our own Facebook Live discussions, and they asked how they would redesign the Borg, since they've already redesigned the Klingons and the
Starfleet uniforms and the Starfleet technology of the time.
Exactly. So they revealed that the Borg was actually at the top of their list that they'd like to work on. It sounds like, to me, this is interpretation, okay, so take it how it is, that they've been thinking about this for quite a while because they went into detail about how redesigning the Borg would go. Quote, I also think that there's, again, it's me, not me, Dave Gramillion, this is the designers. There's got to be a little room for a little steampunk in there. Not too retro, not a gear, but there's a biomech feel to the whole thing. So to go to H.R. Geiger and steampunk, you can kind of get the idea from there. So there's nothing confirmed, but they admit they've been thinking about this for a while. And Goose, you're kind of doing an exorcist thing here. What's going on?
Debating whether or not to go full.
I wouldn't go full because it's not confirmed it's going to happen. It's just something they've been toying with.
Okay, well, here we go. Here
it comes.
All right. Y'all need to leave the Borg alone. Enterprise, it was cute because you got to tie into First Contact. Because, you had James Cromwell in the first episode of Enterprise. You tied in the Borg that crash landed on First Contact. That's fine. That's all well and good. But they were gone, and the signal was sent that would take about 200 years from 2152 or 55, whatever it was, which would be right around the time that Picard and the crew of the Enterprise D found the Borg at System J25. I understand that the scooping cities out is a plot hole from the Season 1 episode, The Neutral Zone, that really didn't get rectified considering they were 7,000 light years away in Q-Who, but you need to quit using the Borg as a daggum crutch. I understand in Next Gen it made sense because it was Picard in the best of both worlds. It made for good character development for Picard. I kind of understand it with Voyager because the whole Delta Quadrant thing, and then you brought in 7 of 9, so I kind of get that. But there's no reason to have the Borg in Discovery. Look, the Mirror Universe stuff was cute because we really don't delve that much into the Mirror Universe too much except for Deep Space Nine, which did a very good job of it, by the way. But it just made sense for the story Discovery was trying to tell in hindsight. But just let the Borg go. Just let the Borg serve the purpose of the Borg for Next Generation, Voyager, and then Enterprise, because, guys, it's enough. It's enough. We don't need you to jam-pack every supervillain from every single series down our throats.
You know what is very interesting to me is that the Borg are essentially Darth Maul in the Star Trek universe. They're too cool. They were too perfect. They were too good to be left alone.
If Darth Maul shows up in Episode 9, I am not going to be happy.
Well, he's going to show up in a future movie at some point because he was already in Solo, and now he's going to tie into a future movie somewhere. He was in Clone Wars. He was in Rebels. He's in Solo. He's going to be in a future movie. Why? Because he was so cool in The Phantom Menace. The fans responded so well that they're like, oh my God, well, crap, man. We got to get him in more. We need more. We need more Darth Maul.
Well, it'd be one thing if Discovery wasn't, they've said it's in the Prime Universe.
Yes.
They've said that.
Yep.
So technically, the first contact with the Borg happens about 100 years later.
Yeah.
And for them to say, oh, no, we're going to bring in the Borg because we have no original ideas.
Pretty much.
Because that's the only reason you do that.
We got to borrow, pretty much.
The Mirror Universe worked because that was their long-term strategy. That was their long-term
Which
story.
was kind of cool. It's a neat little
really
twist.
Neat. And at the season, and everything tied up into canon nicely at the end of Season 1 of Discovery.
Sure.
The stuff that we're like, oh, no, that's not canon. Well, then you need to watch the season finale because everything kind of worked. But they're already going to mess with the Enterprise. With Christopher Pike.
Yep.
Which...
Oh, and here comes Spock. You ready for Spock?
No, I know.
You ready?
No.
You ready?
No.
You're not. Imagine my shock.
No. Original series characters and original series concepts need to stay away from this show, as do anything Next Gen, DS9, or Voyager. It needs to be able to stand on its own.
This was the problem I had with Star Wars Rebels, because they kept on borrowing from Clone Wars. We got to have the clone troopers. We got to have Ahsoka Tano. We got to have Hondo. We got to have Lando. We got to have Leia. I'm like, can we get some honest to God character development for our actual original heroes? I guess not.
So there were 4 things that Deep Space Nine borrowed from Next Generation. 4.
Well, Picard and the Enterprise.
In the first episode, and then he never showed back up.
The Enterprise did.
No.
Well, there was the crossover. Bashir was.
That was on Next Gen.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, that was strictly Next Gen.
Oh, you're right. Okay, all right. So Picard and the Enterprise.
Miles O'Brien became a cast member.
Worf
became a cast member, and Q showed up one time.
And got punched in the face for it.
Got punched in the stomach.
Yeah.
Didn't get punched in the face.
No. It was in the face.
Well, face and stomach, I think.
No, Cisco hit him twice in the face. Yeah.
But you didn't see a Borg episode.
Nope.
Not one time. You saw that one Q episode, and that was it.
Well, Galron was kind of with the Klingons and everything.
Right, but that was brought in, but that was still building on the mythology. It wasn't, guys, we're kind of tired and lazy, so let's bring in the Borg again.
Exactly. And it's lazy writing is what it is.
No, it's just laziness, period. It's not lazy writing. It's unoriginal ideas.
It's all kinds of lazy.
And I got an original idea. Why don't you replace the host of Talkin' Trek? Because that guy's just horrid to look at.
I'm just saying, if there's a job opening, you can come look to us. I'm just saying. Here's the thing. Here's the thing that basically what we're boiling down to. You're not giving the fans what they want. You're not. Now, when does Discovery take place?
10 years before the original series.
10 years before the original series. How about you set it a little further back and you involve the Romulans?
Or a whole lot forward.
Or a whole lot forward. Go to the 25th century. Something like that. And talk about how Janeway screwed everything up. And now the Federation is uber powerful and runs the quadrant.
You can't talk about how Janeway screwed things up.
Why not?
Just because it wouldn't go over very well to criticize the only female captain.
Well, she did. She did.
A lot of people screwed a lot of things up.
Well, that's true. But here's the thing, okay? I want a series that stands on its own. I want a series that has room for original characters, that has room for original problems, that has room for original episodes, original themes, original plot devices, and the whole bit. I don't understand why people have to keep on borrowing from other series. I can understand doing it occasionally because as big as the galaxy is, it's a small place. Well, it really is. But I don't understand why it has to happen so often. Why can't Discovery be on a whole different part of the Federation of Starfleet from the Enterprise? Why is it they just have to meet up? Why does
they don't have to? I mean, save that for the books. That I'm reading a book right now called Desperate Hours, I think it is.
Okay.
Or I can't remember. It's the name of the first book, and it does a really good job of melding the Enterprise and the Shinzo because it takes place about a year before Discovery. It does really good, but I have all that stuff in my head about the Enterprise and Christopher Pike and Number One and Spock and all of that, right? I don't need to see it on screen. Seeing it on screen would actually hurt because guess what? Spock ain't going to be Leonard Nimoy.
Nope.
Pike ain't going to be Jeffrey Hunter.
Nope.
The Enterprise is not going to look like it did in 1966.
Nope. All it does is create conflict. I mean, why can't we have original adventures? Why is it that with the Rebels, going back to Rebels again, why is it we can't just have an adventure about a set of Rebels and not involve Leia and not involve Lando and not involve Hondo and the clone troopers? How about they're off doing their own fight against the Empire? Maybe occasionally they get orders from Bail Organa or Mon Mothma or General Nadine or whoever. But why do we have to have all these crossovers? You know why? I'll tell you exactly why. Because they think you're stupid. They think you won't understand what's going on unless you have some sort of familiarity to it. That's exactly what they think will happen.
Oh, I'm not watching Discovery. There's Borg. What, Borg? Borg? Okay, I'll watch it.
Oh, yeah.
Borg.
Oh, I'm going to watch it now.
Watch it, Borg.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to watch it now. They think you're stupid is basically what it boils down to. I don't think you're stupid. I think that the general public, the movie-going, the movie-absorbing, series-absorbing, binge-watching, Netflix-loving audience out there would love a brand-new series that's original, that, yes, it is Starfleet. Yes, it's boldly going where no one, now, we got to say no one.
Well, no, it's Discovery, so it's still no man at that point.
Well, yeah, but, Me Too and all that. We got to be careful. Where no one has gone before, where they can have their own original adventures and they can go out and have fun and all that. Why do they have to keep borrowing? It drives me nuts. DS9 is a great example. DS9
didn't necessarily.
They had some great adventures.
Yeah, they did, and they didn't rely on the standard crutches. They didn't have a Q episode every year. They didn't have a Borg episode every year. They didn't bring in, lore or anything like that. They just
the Dura sisters did show up.
One in the first season, so that's five things.
That's 5 things.
But by the time you got out of the first season, O'Brien was a cast member. He wasn't going to go anywhere. Yeah, they brought in Worf in season 4, but he was a cast member, and you actually developed the Klingon narrative and the Klingon world building a lot.
And I had so much fun watching Garrick and Bashir develop.
Oh, that was great.
I had so much fun, even though Jake Sisko's annoying as crap. I'm not going to lie about that, but still, him and his dad.
And just seeing Sisko develop as a character.
Seeing Sisko develop and seeing him and Nerys kind of develop together and seeing all of that go on. We don't need to keep on borrowing, especially from things that are just so far-fetched, that are so way out there, like the Borg. We really don't need them at all. And especially now it's needing them reimagined to be, the quote was, again, to go H.R. Geiger and steampunk.
No.
Yeah,
Stop it.
I'm not digging that.
Let Seth MacFarlane do his little punk stuff with the Orville. Just leave it, guys.
Yeah.
Leave well enough alone. Let sleeping dogs lie. You know, you don't need to bring in. You don't need to create the stuff. Just be a good enough writer. Be a good enough content creator to exist on your own. To stand on your own 2 feet. To not use the crutches of what's come before.
Suck it up. You know, just write something. I don't care. Just write something good. Good gracious, can't be that difficult. I write stuff, and if I can,
you said write stuff that's good.
Ha 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 ha! I'm gonna throw something at you now. Alrighty, so let's get away from that. Let's have a little fun.
Oh, here we go.
Ready for some fun?
Here we go.
All right, let's talk about some fan theory destruction here because I want to rip this thing apart.
Everything you know is wrong. Black is white, up and down, and short is long. And everything you thought was just so important doesn't matter.
Yes, that's right. Everything you know is wrong. Last week, we had a lot of fun because we ripped apart the theory that it was Boba Fett that killed Owen and Beru. It was crack.com gave 10 reasons why, and we blew apart every single reason.
But it's cracked, though, so...
Yeah, it's like picking on BuzzFeed at this point. BuzzFeed is equally...
Like picking on Mad Magazine. I mean, it's half satire in the first place.
All right, so this comes from retrozap.com, and this one was serious. I mean, this person is very passionate in the idea that Padme did not die of a broken heart, that she was killed by Palpatine. Okay, well, let's get into this. All right, first of all, it's retrozap.com/Padme didn't die of a broken heart. I agree. She didn't die of a broken heart, although it's actually been medically proven that that's possible, that that's a thing. But, yeah. All right, so she leads off. I think it's a she, that's the author here. Leads off by saying that the cause of death said by many to be a broken heart that contradicts with that's not the droid's diagnosis. Okay, well, that's strike one because the droid actually doesn't say she dies of a broken heart. The droid literally says, we don't know why. Medically, she's fine, but she's lost the will to live, which is a stupid enough reason to kill off Padme because, you know, she kind of has twin babies to live for. But what do I know? I didn't write it. So... All right, so let's get past the fact there that the author of this doesn't even understand to begin with, right? All right, so the second thing, Anakin, they're going to say, oh my God. Okay,
go ahead.
I'm struggling with
just
this.
Just let it go.
The author goes on to say that Anakin's choke didn't kill her. Okay. Well, I agree with that because clearly she's alive.
She's still alive at that point,
because she's talking to Obi-Wan later on. So yes, clearly that didn't kill her. Good job. You watched the movie. Congrats.
1 point.
And then she goes on to say that it's because droids don't know anything about the Force. So that's why the medical droids can't figure it out. Okay, first of all, you want to talk about Skippy the droid. Because Skippy the droid in the EU is a Force-wielding droid. So that's strike one. And secondly...
exist.
Hush. Secondly, surely a medical droid in the Republic era would have access to knowledge about what the Force is in their memory banks because George made it a biological thing. Remember, it's midichlorians in our cells.
God.
It's a medical droid, therefore it knows about this. So that's another reason. That's gone. That's stupid. So... All right, let me back up for a minute. So they go on to say that for reasons we can't explain, we're losing her. Okay, the reason is because George didn't know how to kill her. That's the reason she died, because George is like, whatever, just kill her. We got to wrap this thing up. This movie's been going on for over 2 hours now. We got to wrap this thing up.
We've already established that Padme died.
Yeah, we've already established that.
In episode 4.
Yeah, she's got to die. So you know what, just kill her. I don't care how you kill her, but... and somebody get me a new cup of coffee or something. Because, that's what I need. And so, all right, so that's another reason that's just out the window there. This is one of my favorite ones. Padme, did you notice that she screams during labor?
Yes, yeah. I know most women tend to, though.
Yes, apparently no. But that's not the reason, though. The reason is because she was fighting to live. She was fighting Palpatine. According to this author... She's screaming because she's fighting against Palpatine. Yes, she's giving birth to twins. Pretty sure
that might have a little something to do with it.
Yeah, just a little bit
Just
there.
a wee bit, yeah.
Okay, so the next reason they have here, see, this is getting dumber by the minute here. The next reason is because Palpatine knew how to influence the midichlorians to create life and save people from dying. Because he told that to Anakin. Okay, first of all, he's lying to Anakin. What? Hello?
He's a villain.
He lies to everybody. That's what he does. He doesn't know how to create life and save people from dying.
He even lies to Jar Jar.
If he knew how to save people from dying, how come he didn't save Count Dooku? How come he didn't save Grievous? How come he didn't save Darth Maul? How come he didn't save... Fill in the blank here.
Allowing Dooku to die brought Anakin Skywalker closer to the dark side.
Oh, I want to get into this also. This whole, Palpatine caused everything. Did you know that? Palpatine caused everything. Palpatine used the Force to help Anakin win the pod race. I heard that too. Apparently, everything that happens in the entire prequel trilogy is because of Palpatine.
Palpatine was not on Tatooine at the time.
But he did it from across the galaxy. He helped. So everything. Oh my God. Okay. Here's another reason, another stupid reason off of RetroZap.com. You can tell that while battling Yoda, Palpatine felt that something was wrong with Anakin way out on Mustafar. He sensed that Lord Vader was in danger. Thus, if he's able to feel Vader's in trouble, he can then also sense that Padme is dying or
so
something.
So he felt a disturbance in the Force.
Yeah, you
and
see,
therefore he can kill people.
Does this sound as stupid to you as it does to me? This sounds pretty stupid.
Yes, it sounds very stupid.
It sounds really stupid. So because he can feel Vader, he can rip the life force away from Padme. How come he didn't rip the life force away from Obi-Wan or Yoda or Mace Windu or the Supreme Chancellor or whoever? I mean, this is stupid. Now, this is the worst one.
Yes.
All right, so Vader is now in the suit, right? And he gets up and he does that whole stupid, where is Padme? Is she safe? Is she all right? And Palpatine says, it seems in your anger that you killed her. And Vader says, no, I couldn't have. She was alive. I felt it. And then he does the whole, no. And that's supposed to be proof right there.
Do you think James Earl Jones turned in his man card after that?
God, I hope he did. I really hope so. All right, so Vader felt that Padme was alive. So what? You sense somebody's alive, then they die, then you don't sense them anymore. This doesn't prove that Palpatine did anything to rip the life force from Padme and give it to Vader. It just doesn't happen. I mean,
okay.
None of this proves anything. But yet, and this is the direct quote from the article, quote,
yes.
The evidence is there. Anakin felt that she was alive, then could not. Palpatine smiles in satisfaction. And then here's the next line. I'm reading this right off the article. And here lies the most damning evidence in support of my case, the one irrefutable fact no one can deny. Oh,
okay.
That seems like a pretty...
There we go. That's a big statement right there.
All right, hit me with it.
That's a big statement.
There's no other way Palpatine would know what's happening to Padme. What?
Huh?
Wait, I thought Palpatine sensed Vader from across the galaxy. Didn't the author just say that?
I believe the author did, yes.
Hang on, let me go back up. Yeah, here it is. I sense Lord Vader is in danger. Even while battling Yoda, Palpatine can feel something is wrong with Anakin all the way out on Mustafar. But yet now, your irrefutable fact no one can deny is that he couldn't know what was happening to Padme. Yeah. So your irrefutable fact that no one can deny is you contradicting your own self. Ouch. That's not good. That's not good. Oh, and Palpatine smiled when Vader went nuts and started destroying everything.
Oh, as in when he finally made his final push into the dark side, the master of all things dark side was happy about it.
That's right. Palpatine was not
# no more.
That's another drink right there. There you go. So not only did Palpatine was smiling not because he knew his victory was complete, but because he knew that Padme was dead. That's why he was smiling. I mean, really?
No, he was smiling because it has all happened as I have foreseen.
I know. Where do people come up with this stupid stuff? Now, I was talking to my brother the other day, and I think I'm going to start my own theory.
Oh, man. You already have a theory.
But yeah, that was a bad theory.
Yes, it was.
Did you know Padme's a gray Jedi? Yeah, I'm going to start that one next week. I'm going to start working on this. Padme's a gray Jedi.
I got something to say about that.
And what is that?
You are stupid. 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 And don't forget, you are stupid.
I'm going to work on this. I'm going to have it ready by next week. I'm going to start proving that Padme's a gray Jedi.
It's all right.
Me and my brother are going to work on this.
Next week, Goose and I Minion and I get to destroy a fan theory.
Next week, you're taking the one-chip challenge, my friend.
Next week, Peter and I are destroying a fan theory.
What's the fan theory? I got to know.
Oh, no, you don't.
No, really, I want to know.
No, you do not.
No, I really want to know.
You may want to know. That doesn't mean you're going to know.
Is it Darth Jar Jar? Is it Darth Banks?
It might be.
Is it my fan theory that I came up with when I was half drunk?
It just might be.
Oh, for God's sake. Do you want the fan theory? Because, I still have it.
Yes, I would like the fan theory.
Yes, and by the
please.
way, I am the author of that fan theory. And look, I was doing it mostly just to prove
don't justify this. Don't justify this.
It was just to prove that I could.
No, there's no justification. Save it for next week.
My Padme is a great Jedi thing. That's going to be fun.
Save your defense for next week when we tear this theory apart.
Oh, please.
It's going to be more broken than Padme's heart.
You know what? I'll defend it. You have poked the bear, my friend. I will come out and defend my own fan theory that I don't even like, but I'm going to defend it now. Game on.
But we get adequate time to destroy it.
Game on.
We get adequate time.
Game on.
To destroy it.
That'll wrap it up here.
Yeah.
If you want to tweet at us, you can find us at GYGO_radio. You can shoot me an email at davethehost@getyourgeekon.org. For Goose, for Minion, for myself, this is our last show on 9:30 a.m. The Answer. Thanking our sponsors, Laser Legend, Dragon's Lair, Alamo Ranch, Havoc, and The Mailing Spot. Good night, everybody.